Hi, my name is Freddie Dubon, here with a new series on multi-agent systems. I have been doing these videos for a while, so today we're going to start a new series called multi-agent systems. So if you've been trying to learn about multi-agents, if you're trying to learn what an agent is, this is the right place to be. Today we're going to start with a new series where we're going to talk about multi-agent systems, how to turn ChatGPT into a powerful machine so you're not just prompting the LLM. There's a lot of concepts here that we're going to break down. We're going to talk about the semantic model. We're going to talk about multi-agent systems. We're going to talk about the persona, what gives the agent its voice, its power, its role. We're going to talk about different architectures, different orchestration methods. So if you want to use ChatGPT in a more powerful way, if you want to turn ChatGPT into a crew of AI personas that can do the actual work for you, this is the right place to be. I hope you enjoyed this series and I hope you enjoyed this video. A persona is the blueprint, is what gives the agent its role, its voice, and its power. It's what tells the agent what tools it's going to use and how it's going to behave, and even how to make decisions. So once you understand this, you're going to stop using a ChatGPT or any of the other ones that you might be using, Grok or any of the other ones that you might be using. You're going to stop using them like a chatbot, and you're going to start using them as very powerful elements, very powerful agents that can do a lot more than just answer questions. Now imagine this, you're building a house, and I have experience in this area because I build my own house, but that doesn't mean that I built my house. So what I did is I hired an architect that knows the city codes, that knows all the little details about building the blueprint for the house. That architect is going to build the plan. Then that plan is going to go to the engineer. The engineer is going to do load tests to make sure that the ceiling, the roof is not a collapse. Then that blueprint is going to go to a contractor, a foundation contractor, somebody that specializes in foundations. Then that contractor is going to work together with the plumber to make sure that the plumbing goes in there before you build the foundation. Otherwise you end up with the foundation and you're like, oh, we forgot the plumbing. So that doesn't happen. So you have a plumber, you have a foundation expert, you have all these different roles, and when you're building a house, you're gonna hire a lot of different people to do the work. So you're gonna hire a painter that is gonna do the painting once everything is completed. So every person has its role. Every person has his or her expertise. And just like we say, you don't go to a Mexican restaurant and order sushi, because the sushi that you might get may not be the best one. Why? Specialty matters. Specialty matters in food, specialty matters in building a house as well. One time the drywall contractor told me, I can do the painting for you. Did he do the painting? Yes, he did the painting. Was it the best painting? No, because his specialty is not painting. Did I get paint on the walls? Yes, but he didn't do a great job. Imagine hiring a painter that has been painting for 20 years. The type of quality that you're gonna get is gonna be amazing. But if you hire somebody that can do the job, I mean, you're gonna get that, right? That's the same idea with an agent, with an AI agent. The persona is the most important thing. You tell the agent what it's going to be doing, the expertise that it needs to have. It's almost like a job description. You tell the agent, you are going to act as if you are a professional painter, for example. You are going to be a professional painter that has been doing painting for 20 years. Then you're going to be able to answer any questions because you've studied all the different paints, the different style of paints. You tell the agent, you tell the LLM, how we say, you tell ChatGPT, because that's one of the ones that we use all the time, right? You tell ChatGPT what role is that LLM, he, she, however you want to, or it, however you want to use the term, you tell it what role it's going to play, what expertise it's going to have, and then you prepare that persona. And now that LLM or that ChatGPT is going to know what roles it's going to play. And this is where things get interesting. These agents don't talk to software the old way, the way that we used to know before through APIs and through buttons and things like that. What they use is something a little bit more higher level called semantic model, which is a layer that allows AI to understand natural language. So just like when you interact with ChatGPT, you ask questions, you interact in natural language. And this is what makes it feel less like coding a robot and more like talking to somebody. And we're going to unpack this semantic model a little bit more as we get into the series. But for now, we're going to leave it at that. But once we get to that point, we're going to be able to understand how these agents interact with other things. Like if you're creating an agent that is going to check your email, how that agent is going to be able to tap into the email, the inbox, is going to be able to retrieve the data, how this agent is going to be able to tap into a database or tap into your calendar, things like that. And most people stop at the chatbot level, a generalist that knows everything. And sometimes this is the reason why you don't get what you need from ChatGPT, because you're not telling it what role it needs to play. It's a generalist. If you talk about building a house, it's a handyman that pretty much knows how to do a lot of stuff. But at the end of the day, it knows a little bit about everything, but you need to give it some specialization. So now you know what an agent is and how it works. But what if you could take this and take that analogy back to building that house? If you could take different agents, like the plumber, like the framer, like the foundation concrete person that is going to do the foundation work. If you could take the plumber, the electrician, all of those are different AI agents that can work together. Now you can build a house. If you can orchestrate and you can act like the general contractor or like a supervisor or a superintendent or a project manager, that you can say, okay, plumber, you're gonna come in before the foundation gets poured, before the concrete comes in, you're gonna do the piping, you're gonna do if there's some electrical work that needs to be installed, some conduit, you're gonna orchestrate all of that. Now you're gonna have all that power in your hands. And this is the idea of this series, to be able to help you understand this and make it work so that you are able to take this team and make it work together so that you create something amazing. I hope you enjoyed this series. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel and let's get into the series.